Okay, great. Okay, so we are going to look at search engine optimization. Okay, what is search engine optimization? Any ideas?
Yeah, I think from the little that I got the other time, we were learning about content creation
Mm-hmm.
using search engine optimization.
Yes.
It's like I heard you explained about how you need to uh, like search engines like Google and other engines whereby if someone is trying to type something, they're trying to look for something, trying to look for information on let's say the internet. So how possible is it that your information can come up as they are trying to search for those things they're searching? Maybe if at all it is in line with your products and services that you're offering. I think
Okay.
you explained concerning how can you talked about HTM, yeah, something like that. How
Okay.
to so you can use those codes. So someone types, those things can come. That's what I got roughly.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that. Basically, search engine optimization is just that. Okay. So we're going to look at these words. The first word which is under search engine optimization is search, right? So we have search. We know what searching is. Searching is basically what people do when they want to find an answer to a question or they are looking for a product or a service. Okay? So they go on Google and they search. And search engine in this case, in the example that I've given, it's Google, right? A web browser that they're going to use to search for what they're looking for. Okay? So where a person is going to do the search, that's a what? A search engine. Okay. So when we say search engine optimization, basically we are talking about what you do. Yeah. So when I say search engine optimization, basically it's what you do to get said search engine to connect the said search to your what? To the site. In other words, maybe that could be complicated. In other words, search engine optimization is what to do to make sure that the search engine connects what people search to your what? To your web browser or to your what? To your site. Okay? What you are supposed to do to make sure that when people search for certain content and it's in line with what the products and services that you're offering on your website will be, the search engine will be able to connect those people to your what? To your website or your site. Basically, that's what search engine optimization is. Okay? When you when you read around, you're going to find that it's referred to as CEO. Okay? CEO, which basically means what? Search engine optimization. Okay? So the other definition we can get the process of what? Improving your website to increase its visibility in Google, in Microsoft Bing, and other web browsers that you use. Okay? So basically it's to make sure that when people search for something and it's in line with your products and services or the website, the brand that you've created for yourself, your site will be able to pop up. Okay, Google is going to recommend your site as one of the credible sites where people can get that information. Okay, yeah. So these are some of the things that people search for online: products you sell, services you provide, information on topics which you have deep expertise, right? Or experience, right? Maybe if someone wants to know how to cook, they're going to search for that. Okay? Then the better visibility your pages have in search results, the more likely that you will be found and clicked on. Okay, so if your website is visible, it's more likely that when people search, it's going to pop up and then people are going to click on it. Okay, so the goal of search engine optimization basically is to help attract what? Website visitors who will become your customers. Understand the concept. The idea here is we are trying to sell something online. And so if we are going to sell something online, we need customers. And in order for us to be able to attract those customers, our website needs to be found. No wonder we have to learn about what is search engine optimization to make sure that our website is found when people search for the content that we are providing. Okay? Let's look at some common terms in search engine optimization. Okay? The first one is search engine marketing. Okay, mostly it's just called search marketing. Okay, so search marketing, it's a type of digital marketing. It's basically under digital marketing, it's another type of what? Digital marketing. So it's an umbrella term for a combination of what is search engine optimization and also what pay per click activities, which are meant to drive traffic via what? The organic search and paid search. Okay, so if we talk about search engine marketing, we could say it's like an umbrella, like meaning that search engine optimization and pay per click, they are under it. Okay, so much that when we say we are going to learn about search engine marketing, we are going to say what are some types of search engine marketing. Then we are going to have what? Search engine optimization and pay per what? Per click. Okay, so that's basically search engine marketing. Okay, it's a process of gaining traffic and visibility from search engines through what? Paid and unpaid efforts. Okay, pay per click, this is the paid effort. Advertisers are charged whenever one of their ads gets what? Clicked. Okay, so pay per click is a paid what? Paid effort. Wow. Search engine optimization is the what? The unpaid what? Effort. Okay, so when we talk about search engine marketing, what you have to understand that there is what? A paid effort, which is pay per click. Okay, and then the other one is the what? It's unpaid, where you have to optimize the search engine so that you can get the most out of your website. You don't have to pay for that. Okay, you don't have to pay for that. Yeah, just a moment, sorry. Hello. Okay, so basically these are some of the terms that you're going to encounter when you think of what? When you try to learn more about search engine optimization. Okay, so just to say a little bit more about pay per click. So this one, basically the way it works is that advertisers, they bid for specific keywords or phrases that they want their ads to do what? To appear for. Okay, in the search engine results. Okay, so much that when the user searches for one of those keywords or phrases, then the advertiser's ad will appear among the what? The top results. This is like using influencers to advertise for you on Facebook. You know that idea, or maybe advertising your products and services on a page that's already doing fine on Facebook. Okay, so much that you are going to have more people to view it. It's the same thing that pay-per-click, how pay-per-click works. You're going to have these people who are what, advertisers. Okay, they are going to bid, like bid for certain what, keywords. Okay, so much that when people search for those words and they click on it, they get more money. Okay, so basically that's how it works. So I've already explained how the connection between search engine optimization, pay per click, and also what, search marketing basically. Yeah, I've said that if we think about search marketing as a coin, like, so we're going to have two sides of it. Search marketing being an umbrella, and then having two sides being what, search engine optimization and pay per click. Okay, and I've also mentioned that search engine optimization is the unpaid side, and pay per click is what, the paid side. Okay, so now let's look at why search engine optimization is important. Why do we have to learn about what, search engine optimization? Okay, so the first thing is whenever people want to go somewhere, do something, find some information and research about certain products and services, their journey starts on what, with a search. And you can already see that whether your content is so good or it's not so good, if people are unable to find it when they search, then it's no use at all. So this is what makes search engine optimization so important. Okay, yeah, it's also important because search engine result pages, they are competitive. Okay, there are a lot of search features. You know how we have people who actually do what, who actually pay to get their what, their ads clicked on. And you can see that from all that competition, you who is just trying to run a website without having to pay, you would have to do so much. Okay, you'd have to do so much in order for your what, for your website to be, or the content in your website to be noticed. Okay, so the other word that you have to take note of here is search engine results pages. You've seen how it is abbreviated. That is another thing that you have to pay attention to. It's a very important term when you're looking at search engine optimization. Okay, search engine results pages, I think it's self-explanatory. Results pages, basically when you search for something and then the results that are going to come up. Basically, that's the idea here. Okay, and so this is basically some of the things that the features which are available in search engine results pages. The pages, some pages, there's a page for maybe knowledge panels, there are maps, there are images, there are videos, the top stories. Okay, I'm sure you've seen this on your, even Google. I don't know which web browser you use, but if you use Google a lot, you're going to see that when you search for something, they're going to ask you, do you want to see the pictures? Do you want to see everything? Do you just want to see the videos? You know, they're also going to bring for you. People also ask for, such kind of information. Okay, so basically these are some of the features which are there. And another reason why search engine optimization is very important is it is a what? It is very sustainable. Okay, when you optimize your search engine right now, it's going to stay optimized for a long time. And if your search results are maybe on the first page, I mean your website's search results is on the first page, it's going to stay there for a long time. Okay, that's what basically it means when we say it's sustainable. It's unlike Facebook. You know that when you post something in the morning, by noon, by evening, people would have moved on. But for search engine optimization, if your website or the content is on, when people search, it comes on the first page, then it's going to be there for a long time. So it is good because it is sustainable. Okay, Yeah, so basically that's another one. Okay, so search engine optimization is the foundation of what? Holistic marketing, where everything your company does, it matters. Once you understand what your users want, you can then implement what? The knowledge across your what? Your campaigns, your website content, social media properties, So it is the foundation. Once you're able to optimize your search engine, then you're good to go because your content will be seen. Okay, so let's look at some types of search engine optimization. Are we okay up to there? Are there any questions? Any questions so far? All right. I'll assume the silence means there's no question. We shall proceed. So the next one we're going to look at is types of what is search engine optimization. Okay. The things that you need to consider when you want to optimize your search engine. The first one is the technical search engine optimization. The technical search engine optimization basically it talks about improving your technical aspects of your website, optimizing the technical aspects of your website. Okay, these aspects could be your website speed. Okay, also making sure that your website is mobile friendly. When creating a website, I'm trying to say how you can optimize the technical aspects of your website. One, you have to make sure that the speed, when people search and they're trying to access it, they're going to access it easily and faster. Okay, and the second one is that it should be accessible on any mobile, even a mobile phone or a computer, both mobile phone and computer, and any other gadget that someone might want to access that site. Have you ever had some sites which you cannot access using a mobile phone? Anyone who has ever have had that experience where that site they've just told them that this one you can only access it on a computer, you can't access it on your mobile phone.
Yeah, I think I've experienced that before.
Yeah, now imagine that is not good for your business if you're doing business. Okay, so because people cannot access your website on a mobile phone, then that actually limits the number of people who are going to do it to to access it. And you know that these days, unlike that time, the long time ago when people used to go to internet cafes and use computers, or they feel like if you want to research on something, you just need to have your phone, a computer. These days, things have changed. Okay, a lot of people search for content using their mobile phones. And so if your website is inaccessible using a mobile phone, then that's a problem. That's a hindrance. Then you're not optimizing your search engine. Okay? So you have to make sure that your site is accessible on a mobile phone. Okay? So it should be mobile friendly, and most of the web browsers, if not all, let's just say all, just make sure that when you create your website, it's accessible on almost all the web browsers. Okay, all the websites, when people search, they should be able to find it. So when creating your website, you make sure that all websites are able, it's accessible on any website. Okay, so this is basically some of the things that we can talk about when we say technical aspects of a website. And the other thing is when you're making a website, you can use HTTPS, or you can use HTTP. Okay, these are just like domain names. We can say they're part of the domain name. Okay, they're part of the link that's going to be the URL that's going to be available for your website. If people want to go there, they'll have to click it. Okay, so these URLs, the one which has HTTPS, it's secure, and the one that does not have an S at the end is not secure. Okay, so for you to, most people, they would rather search for content on a website that is secure. I'm sure you agree with me. Even when you are on the internet, you want to be safe, you want to feel safe. So if a website tells you that here it's safe, you would want to go there. Okay, so even Google, when people search for content, mostly it's going to to give priority to those websites which have S at the end in their URL. Okay, so much that if yours doesn't have an S, then it gets disadvantaged. So the other thing you can do under technical aspect is to make sure that you make your URL secure. Okay, yeah. So I've talked about the technical search engine optimization. Let's look at the on-site search engine optimization. On-site search engine optimization, basically it's talking about optimizing the content on a website for users and also the search engines. Remember, I've been emphasizing this point that content, you create it first for the users and second for the search engines, right? Okay, so under on-site, some of the things that you can do to make sure that your website is optimized, the content is optimized for both the website and the users and the search engine is, one, you have to know the intent of the users. You have to know that if people are going to search for my product, what would they be looking for? Understand? For instance, if someone searches for something like foods to make you fat, what would be the intent? Or in other words, what would they be trying to do? Any ideas?
Sorry, what's the question again?
The question is, I'm trying to make us understand the concept of the intent, search intent, when people are online. So if someone searches like foods to make you fat, then what are they trying to do? What is the intent?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand the question, so I'm ready to answer. So it's like, what are they trying? That means, is it that maybe they want to become fat?
Yes, it's
Yes,
basically
they want to
that.
become fat. They want to gain.
Yeah.
They want to gain.
So if someone's going to search foods to make you fat, then they're trying to gain. That is the intent. Okay?
Yeah.
So when you are trying to create the keywords for your search, and then your site talks about foods that can make someone fat, then you're going to put some keywords like how to get fat, in maybe 2 days, I don't know, things like that. You're going to put keywords that's talking about it being fat. Okay, so that is one way of how the intent will help you. If you know the search intent of a user, then you're going to know what keywords you're going to add in order for you to meet their intent. Okay, that is the one thing. And also HTML, you have to optimize HTML here under on-site. Remember, I mentioned about HTML last time. This is a hypertext markup language. This is a language that is used to create websites. Okay? And this is the language that most of the web browsers understand. So even you, as you are creating your website, you have to make sure that you optimize the HTML tags. Okay? If you have some knowledge in website designing, you are going to understand what tags are. Basically, tags, they help you to do what they're like key how can I put it? They're like keywords that you're supposed to, like a language. You know how a language has the syntax? So tags, we can say it is the syntax for HTML. Okay, it kind of gives a guide on how you're supposed to write your codes in order for them to appear the way that you want them to appear. Okay, for instance, if you want to write a heading, HTML is going to give you a certain tag that you're supposed to indicate to make sure that the website will be able to understand, the web browser that is going to read that website is going to understand that this was a heading, this was a subheading, and this was the third subheading, So you have to optimize all that. Okay. And the other one is to make your URLs short. Okay. URLs are basically web addresses. Okay. URL means universal resource locator. They are basically web addresses, They're web addresses. So make them short so much that people can easily use them. Okay, remember we are trying to optimize content for both the website and the users. Okay, so you make them short so that some people can even, others can even memorize it or something. Yeah. So let's move on to offsite search engine optimization. Offsite basically is creating brand assets, people, marks, values, vision, some slogans, and so some catchphrases, also colors to make sure that your colors are appealing, you're basically trying to enhance your brand awareness and recognition. That's basically offsite. Okay. Any questions on types of search engine optimization? Okay. If there are no questions, then we're going to move on and understand how search engines work. I'm not going to read this. I'm just going to explain this diagram here and help you be able to understand. All right. So this diagram illustrates how search engine optimization works. Okay. Yeah. So the first thing is you're going to publish a site, a website, okay, or an article. You're going to publish something, okay. And when you publish an article on your website, maybe let's say it's new, or maybe it's not so well known, okay, maybe it's new on Google. Okay, let's just say it's new on Google. So yeah, when you publish a website, you're also going to publish some content, right? Okay. So when you publish some content, the second step is it's called crawling. Crawling basically. So search engine spiders crawl your site and understand what the page is all about. Let's talk a little bit more about crawling so that you understand. So crawling basically, there are certain when you publish your site. Remember last time I talked about backlinks? You're going to create backlinks with other sites. In short, you're going to put the links of your website to other sites. Okay? And when you do that, Google is going to follow the links on those sites. Okay? And when they follow, those sites should already be known by Google. Okay? So they're going to follow. And when they follow, that is basically what crawling is. They're going to follow the site and understand what your page is all about. Okay. For example of how backlinks work, on how Google uses crawling to find your site is, for instance, if there's a web page on Google that's talking about how to avoid being fat. Okay. Sorry, I'm using that example. I think I'm trying to yeah, basically. So how to avoid being fat. If there's a website that's talking about such kind of content, you're going to put your links. Maybe if your site is talking about foods that can make you lose weight, you know, you're going to put your link on that site. You're going to connect your site to that site. And then when Google sees your link, it's going to follow it. Okay? And try to see what content is there, to learn more about it. And when it does that, then it's going to index your site under relevant categories and search terms. Okay? That's where indexing comes in. The third one is indexing. Okay? So indexing basically, once the search engine has crawled your site, and they've understood what content is there, then it's going to store that content, that piece of content, okay, into a search database. This could be a huge database which is called the search index basically. Okay, so this database is the one that contains all the web pages which are available on Google. Okay, so this database contains the URL for that and also the content that is found there. Okay, it actually has categories, so it's going to categorize your site. Okay, basically, yeah. And then the last one is next time when a user tries to search for that, and then it's going to match the topic to your content. When someone searches for something, it's going to match, going to say, okay, there's something like this here. Okay, and then your web page is going to show up because Google would have indexed it. So basically, that's how search engine optimization works. Okay, so no wonder I mentioned it's very important to create backlinks, because backlinks are very important in search engine optimization. They're going to help They're going to help Google find your site very easily. Okay? Have you understood this? Any questions? No questions? All right. Let's look at some algorithms to evaluate for search engine optimization. Okay? So, there are hundreds of factors that go into what content from the index gets displayed into your search engine results page. Okay? However, they bubble up into 5 key factors that can help you determine which results are retained for the search query. Okay? So these basically are going to help us understand, once your site is indexed, we've established that it will be it will pop up when someone searches for the content that matches your website. Okay, but then let's look at some 5 key factors that are going to help us to make sure that once it is indexed, because when it is indexed, again, there is competition there. Okay, so we have to make sure that our site is going to be on top even after it is indexed, so that it can be it can be found when people search for it. So let's look at a few things that we need to keep in mind, and how we can be sure that, okay, our site will be will be on the first page when people search on Google. Okay, the first one is meaning of the query. Okay, meaning of the query, basically what people are asking for. Okay, to return relevant results, the algorithm needs to first establish what information the user is searching for. Okay, so the question that users ask, the algorithm will understand what exactly is this person trying to find. The algorithm, when we talk about the algorithm, we're talking about the search engine algorithm. Okay, yeah. So this is called the intent. I've already talked about intent and how important it is as we create our website and as we do search engine optimization. So in order to understand intent, the algorithm is looking to understand the language, interpreting the spellings, also mistakes. I'm sure you've seen situations where you search for something and you make a mistake on something and they tell you, are you trying to search for this? Because right now it's bringing results for this, and then you're going to do what? To correct that mistake if it was a mistake. Also synonyms, okay? Yeah. So basically that's how algorithms play in the role that it plays in order for it to understand the intent. Okay? And some of the things are what? Relevance of the web pages. Okay? So the algorithm is also going to analyze the web page's content and assess whether the site contains information relevant to what the user is looking for. Okay? So after intent is established, now it's going to ask, is this content on this web page exactly what the person is looking for? And the other thing it's going to consider is what? Quality of content. I've been talking about quality of content. Quality of content is very important. So search engine aim is to do what? To prioritize the most reliable sources of information which is available. Okay? So the intelligence built into algorithm can identify which pages demonstrate what? Expertise, authoritativeness, and what? Trustworthiness in in relation to the intent. And this is where making sure that your site is safe comes in. Okay? Because the way that these web browsers have been created, they actually their algorithms have been made in such a way that they'll be looking for just certain few things. Okay? And when they are able to find those things on your website, then your website is going to do what? To show up. Okay? And also usability of web pages. Okay? How the website appears. I've already talked about this, making sure that you optimize the on site. Okay? You make sure that it's accessible on different devices, tablets, phones, okay, and also the speed. And also you should make sure that your website is also accessible for people who have low internet connections, slower internet connections, like Zambia. I don't know how your internet is, but sometimes it gets really bad. Some sites you can't access them. Okay, so you have to make sure that your site is able to tolerate people from Zambia who have slower internet connection, so that it gives them enough time for them to do to connect. Okay, and also contexts and settings. Okay, search engines and algorithms use information from past search history and also settings to help determine which results are most useful to the user at that moment. Okay, country and location can be used to deliver content relevant to the area from which someone is searching. So in your keywords, you have to make sure that you even mention such things like the country and also location. They'll help in making in these geographical aspects. Okay, if someone is looking for maybe certain information, maybe they want to find information about maybe a certain area. They want to know if that your product and services are provided in a certain area. Okay, maybe they want to buy a dress and they say shops that sell dresses, maybe people who sell dresses near Lusaka. Then the search engine is going to pick up that geographical part, and then it's going to bring up the results based on that. Okay, so basically that's how search engine optimization works. Okay, let's look at some benefits. The first one is that it builds trust and credibility. Okay, sites that rank high are what? They are considered to be of highest quality and most trustworthy. So no wonder you have to make sure that your site is optimized so that it can rank high on what? Search engine reports pages. Okay. It also provides a competitive advantage. Remember, if your search engine is optimized, then you have more traffic, and that is an advantage for your business. And you're able to reach more people. Okay? Yeah. So these are some of the advantages and benefits of search engine optimization. The last thing we're going to look at are tools for search engine optimization. Okay? Things have been made easy. Remember I mentioned about some tools that you can use for keywords, and so much more. And so even in search engine optimization, we actually have tools that are going to analyze your website and make sure that in terms of search engine it is optimized. Okay, and some of them we have Google Analytics and Search Console. This is a part of Google extensions. It provides real-time data on effectiveness of your search engine optimization. Okay, so you're able to monitor your website traffic, and you're able to fix if there are any things that you need to pay attention to and also fix. Okay, you're going to know that my search engine is not doing fine, so I need to find ways of optimizing it. Okay, the other two, the next one is Ahrefs. I don't know how I pronounce it, but that's how I pronounce it. So this tool is used to do to audit website and provide keywords, link, and ranking profile. Okay, it can also identify which pages perform the best and which ones need improvement. Okay, and we also have HubSpot, Website Grader. All these sites are going to help you to make sure that your website is optimized. Okay, so it can show if your website is optimized for also mobile. So when you have someone to create a website for you, when they give it back to you for testing, you can actually use these tools to make sure that they've created the website in such a way that it's going to be an advantage on any website. You can check if it's optimized for mobile. You can check if it's optimized with HTML, and you can also check if it's optimized with HTTPS. So these are some of these tools that you can use. We also have Google Trends. This tool looks for content trends in countries or regions of the world. This one actually helps you to optimize your content. Okay. You can look up more tools for search engine optimization. Okay. Very interesting stuff. So this is where we end under search engine optimization. Are there any questions?
Yes, I think I have a question.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Just kind of clarify on these three words which are confused with HTTPS, also URL, and H. Is that
HTML.
HTML, yeah. What's the major difference in these three?
Okay, so HTML, it's a markup language that is used to write codes for creating websites. You get that one?
Yes.
Yeah. So those are those codes that you see if you try to inspect a website. One day you should, even right now, you can try to go on except there's no time. I was going to show you I was going to share a screen for Chrome and just try to inspect. When you should right click on your search engine, like on your HTML, Google, you should right click, and then there's going to be some tools, some menus which are going to pop up, and one of them is going to be inspect. When you click on inspect, they're going to show you the codes that they used the code that is used, that runs that web browser, that is going to be written in HTML. Okay, so HTML basically it's a markup language that is used to create websites. Okay, and the next one you asked is HTTPS. Okay, so HTTPS is basically part of the domain name. You know how you have the web address? You know that link that you click on? You get that?
Yeah.
That link that you click on. Sometimes it starts with a HTTP to mean that it's not secure. Okay? Yeah. And then sometimes it starts with what? HTTPS to mean that it is secure. The S at the end means that it's secure.
Secure. Okay.
Yeah. So that's about basically it's just part of your URL. And then the URL, it's a web address, the whole lot of it. Okay? I think that's the simplest one.
Okay, also for the web address, it means that the same way, for example, I'm just giving an example, you have a postal address or home address. So it means that even on the web or on the internet, yeah, that's your address kind of arrangement.
Yes, that is your address. That is like a space for you on the internet.
Space. Oh, okay.
Yes.
I get.
Yeah, but when we go deep, when you that is the web address is what you as a human being is able to understand. You know, it has words, it has letters. You know, if your site is the www.something.com, you're able to understand it, right?
Yes.
Okay. But then the computer, it uses what? It uses IP addresses to understand it. But basically it's the same thing. IP addresses is what the computer is able to understand, and the web address is what you as a user is able to understand.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically that's it. Any other questions? Talent, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Is HTTPS for free or is it being paid? Is it paid off or is just for free?
Usually when you are creating a website, there are certain safety measures that you have to put into place. Okay? So when buying when you want to buy a domain name, the organizations that provide domain names, they are going to check if your website meets the standard of safety that are required. Okay? And then when it does, then you're going to have a URL that is safe. Okay, so you need to put certain measures into place to make sure that your site is safe. That's when it's going to be deemed as what is safe. And then if you haven't done that, then it's just going to be what? HTTP. That's all. And you should also know that there are certain sites which are actually harmless, they are safe, but then they do not meet a certain standard. They have not done certain things in order for them to be considered under safety. But they are not harmful. They are actually okay. But then Google is just going to assume that since it doesn't have an S, then it's not safe. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
So HTTPS.
You have to buy a domain name, of course. So yeah.
So others like other domain like www.what, those are you need to buy it. We need to pay for it to.
Yes, you have to buy a domain name. Buying a domain name is basically buying space on the internet for you to be able to host a website, right? Yeah, so all websites have www dot something, but when you look at the URL, you're going to notice that before the www there's usually http. You should check your URLs today and get what I'm trying to say. So there's going to be that, and then there's going to be slashes, and then there's going to be www. You understand that? Yeah, so basically that is it. All right, so it's 21:02. We end here. We are going to have our last class on Monday. We're going to look at digital marketing strategies and innovations, and we'll be done. Then I'll give an assessment it will be a test that we'll have to do so that we can finish the course. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I'm asking, can share some notes.
Oh, yeah. Did I share the notes for the last class that we had?
Unfortunately, my phone. No, we did not get notes for last class.
I apologize. I'm going to share them together with these ones.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And those for the first one.
For the first one. Okay, I'll share everything. I'll share everything. All right, good night for now. See you on Monday.
Thank you. Right.